Hello and welcome to Markkleeberg in Germany for the third International Canoe Federation's Slalom World Cup of the 2017 season. It's a man-made course put together in 2007 on the side of a beautiful lake. Perfect conditions are not with us today, unfortunately. A bit of wind, we've had a lot of rain, but the athletes are on top of their game on this tricky course. I'm Matthew Layton, and my guests to talk us through the C2, which is course 2 men in a boat category, Tom O'Coughlin from Switzerland and Adam Burgess from Great Britain. Hello.
Hiya.
Hey.
You can see the course in your screen, well you could a second ago, and the weather conditions today, Adam.
Yeah, it's not the warmest day, but the wind's died down. It made conditions real tough for racing yesterday, so it's good to see that we've not got that today, so hopefully we're going to be in for an exciting one. And
the course you can see in front of us with the combination of gates. Like I say, it's as a British summer day. It's 21 degrees, quite humid. These big clouds do drop a bit every now and then, but as we can see, the gates are not swinging much. It's almost like a U-shaped course, and the grandstand does shelter quite a lot. 4, 5, 10, 14, 18, 21 are the upstreams, and the course is 240 meters long. There have been 90 combinations of boats down this morning, semi-finals of the C2, C1 women and K1, so men rather, so we have a good view of where the tricks are, what is to look out for. We're going to just follow the slalom C2 men. Is it going to give us the standings, or are we going to have the starter list? Maybe neither. Tom, what are the traps of the course? So here we go. Standings after 2 races. So that's Prague and Augsburg. 60 points for win, 55 for seconds, and it goes down. So Kasper Sindler with a first and a second. Klaus Pesch on the medal table again. Berlingbecker won last week. You can see Anton Benzian look good. It's their local course, so we're expecting something big from these two who've been in the office every morning at 6 o'clock, going home every evening at midnight. And this is the lineup. These are the 10 pairs that were the reverse order of their semi-final times. Muller, good to see the brothers back after injury. Vera, we'll certainly hear from Tom about those. Lots of Germans, 4 teams from Germany, a couple of teams from Czech Republic, a team from Slovakia, and the Muller and Muller twins. Let's take it away. What do you see?
Well, about the course, it's one of the hardest I ever seen. I was terrified yesterday just having a look at it. So we'll see how the C2 will do.
And Adam, you're used to big water in London. It's not a million miles away from London, is it, difference-wise?
Yeah, I think a few of us British rubbing our hands together when we saw all the feature moves. It's kind of our bread and butter stuff in the Valley, but there's certainly a lot of challenges in this course. Not all working with the water, so that makes it really hard.
Here we go, 4-5 up combination.
Especially for the C2 crews, there's some really tight offsets and tricky feature moves where these C2s are going to struggle. It's going to be interesting to see what options they take. We do sometimes find with the C2s that because it is so hard, there's maybe like one way of doing it, and it's a little bit more defined, and maybe that means that we'll have some tighter racing because everyone's going to do those moves the same way, and I think we're going to see some high quality racing. So
the Mullers, this is the first time we see them in action this season. Kevin at the back had a bit of a sore shoulder, and he assures me that it's better. If you actually look at them very closely, his face is slightly thinner than Brother Kai.
Yeah, they look very determined to do a good result here at home. They are doing very well for now, using very well again the stopper.
Yeah, just the one touch on the board for now. On a course like this, one penalty potentially could absorb that and still end up on the podium. So it's a solid run so far. It looks like they've just hit the tail on the wall though, and they're in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, another penalty picked up, and I don't think that spin was planned. Dropping low into the upstream gate 18. That is time ticking away.
Well, we saw out of the 13 crews that set off earlier today, none of them had more than 2 seconds of penalties, and the top 3 had no penalties at all.
Yeah, so nothing is over for the German crew. If they finish strong, they can still put like top 6 maybe.
Well, they made it through to the final. They had 1 heat, there was no need for a second heat, and then they had the semi-final this morning. and their time, is it comparable to what they did this morning? They go by definition into first rank. This morning they had 2 penalties with a total time of 1:17. Skiamanico and Cahill from France, they came in first with 1:09, so it's a long way from where the action is going to be, we think.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to challenge for the podium on this occasion, unfortunately. But good to see them back racing again, to come back from injury and get themselves on the start line again. It's a real good achievement in itself.
So, give it to you, Thomas.
Yeah. Well, 2 great guys starting now, training in northeast Geneva, in Basel, northwest, sorry. They had a pretty great experience this summer at the Olympics. They came 9th. It was very good for Switzerland, for kayaking in Switzerland. I almost had a heart attack. And they started well now, using very well the current and both upstream gates. So now it's the hardest part, maybe, for a C2. It's very well done using the AD to get back in the line.
And what's interesting, we have a C1 and a K1 paddler here.
Yeah, that's true. On the front, Lucas is paddling K1. He came 22 this morning, which is pretty good result. And now they are flying to gate 10, pushing the wall. It's permitted, no worries.
Well, we saw them slightly down at the split, and 2 seconds is not going to help.
And again, I think
they looked really in control and smooth on the start, but
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like just got away with them a little bit on that section.
Well, that's well done again. Now, maybe the hardest part. Wow. They brutalize the stopper to get on the right line. It's well done. They're in advance. Go on.
It's very good. All forwards.
Woo!
Really getting tight.
Push, guys.
And this was changed 3 times last night from the demos.
Sure, yeah. I think they'll do better than the hit before, than the previous race they had. If they finish strong, yeah, it's well done again. Push, guys. You get it. Come on.
Oh, as you see, 4 seconds of penalty is not going to help the cause, but it looks like they're up on the Muller brothers.
I think the time will be great. That's well done. Well done, guys.
Well, 6 penalties, but a thump in the air.
I didn't see the last one. What's going on?
No, I didn't see that touch either. I think the pole looked like it was moving, but maybe it was the tail of the boat after they'd gone through it. It was.
Well, we'll let the judges make some decision there.
Yeah, we might get a slow-mo of it, mightn't we? Very fast running time though.
Mm-hmm.
1:09. That's competitive with what we saw in the semi-finals. So.
Sure, yeah. It is. It was 1:09.54, the best time set by Skiamanico Carriol. So it is the best time.
We always talk about this very distinctive boat, upside down yellow tiger. Karlovsky and Jane, 5th in Augsburg, 7th in Prague this season so far.
Yeah, and right up there in the overall ranking so far. So they're keen to push that on and stamp their authority on this World Cup early on after the first 3.
Ooh. Shoulder under the gate. They might have a bit of time here.
Going for the spin rather than the peel-out option. If they get there, it's fast.
Wow, what a rotation.
Yeah, they're going to be up on this split for sure.
Like you said, nearly 2 seconds.
Good advantage in hand for these boys at the moment. And
Gliding
another
very
good
well.
curl move there.
So the course, while we're watching them go down, there's 2 combinations, isn't there? You can actually put the blue barriers where you like, and then you actually set them up between.
With the the blue bollards that you see, that's been set for a little while now. So the club here in Leipzig, they have control of where they go, and that determines the shape of the river. And
wow, it's absolutely destroying the stopwatch now.
In fact, it was Paul Bockerman and Sebastian Schubert with Thomas Appel who came down a month ago and put out the bollards.
Okay, and I think they've made some really good changes. We were last here in 2015 for the European Championships, and I'd say the course has improved since then. It's a really nice shape at the moment. The gate sequences that have been set as well have got a big challenge for the athletes
Wow.
this time, and this is going to be fast.
Yeah, they're pushing very hard.
Could we see the fastest?
Probably,
today?
yeah.
Yeah, that's quick, especially with the 2-second penalty as well. That's miles faster than anything we've seen so far today from the C2. So early leaders in this final.
They could stay for a while.
So 3 gone, 7 to go. And another Czech boat just about to fly down, and they are the dominant boat this season, having had second in Augsburg. Was it no second in Augsburg? Yes, sorry.
And the win in Prague.
That's right.
So
and third in the Europeans. Here they go. Kasper Sindler, Olympic boat again.
Yeah, they're sat top of the at the World Cup overall at the moment, and yeah, they've just seen their Czech teammates go into the lead, so I'm sure they're going to want to do something about that. As the top Czech crew, they were the Olympic boat last year. Heartbreak for these boys. They were on an absolute flyer in the Olympic final, and capsized on the last upstream. It was really sad to see, but so good to see them come back this year, fighting and throwing down on their home course in Prague a couple of weeks ago, and again in Augsburg last week. So let's see if they can do it again.
Well, so far, fast and clean.
Yeah, and they are firing the first 2 upstream gates now.
Forwards through 6.
Oh. What a shame, but that was extremely fast.
The line was fast, so yeah, they're a second down, but they were on raw time a second up because of the 2-second penalties, so well in touch.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Kolovskiani had the penalty on gate 12 as well, so we could see them. I'd say it's fairly even at the moment. We'll get another check of the split in just a little while.
So if you're wondering about the actual channel, well, it's a former coal mine that was filled in a few years ago, built on the unsuccessful bid for the Olympics in 2012, but it's modelled on the Beijing course as well, so it has some relevance here. Had the 2015 Europeans, the last World Cup here was in 2011, but they're going well.
Yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah, they're going well. They lost a little bit of time there in that upstream, but they were up on the split. So this is going to go right to the wire now.
And we could see on the top they went direct, and on the bottom section here on that move they went for a spin, and I think that's a smart idea. It looks pretty well, pretty fast.
This is going to be tight.
Very tight.
Sprint to the finish line now through the last gate.
Go, go.
As you can see, 109 is where they should be.
Yes, they will make it. Awesome.
Yeah, they're inside by just under a second. 108.
I think their first move on the top was extremely fast. That made the difference.
Well, there's certainly deep discussions about something.
Wow, look at this again, slow motion. It's great.
Yeah, we're unlucky to pick up that touch because it looked like they had the room. Maybe just a little bit clumsy in there.
I think we're going to see some noise now. We're certainly going to hear some noise from the announcer. It's like a horseshoe course, and all the speakers are facing outwards, and unfortunately we're outwards. Thomas Becker and his mate Robert Burling.
Yeah, these guys winners last week in Augsburg, I think.
Yes.
So they're right up there at the moment in the mix for the World Cup. They got an opportunity with a second World Cup in Germany.
10th there.
So a course that they know well. A big opportunity for them to score some points early on in the season.
Yeah, so as what you said, they won like 10th in Prague, 8th in the Europeans. So they're habitual finalists this year.
Sure, yeah. Really well on the line. It looks pretty easy for them, and here direct. It's very well done.
This is good. Wow, that's a significant advantage so far.
It's very huge.
And good on the cut, leaning off, but
I think there's a touch right there.
Front boy did a really good job of staying off the pole for the back boy to hit it. But still, this is looking fast.
Well, it's okay. It's okay then.
This is where they have to make some speed because the water slows down a bit.
Yeah, as it goes around the bend, this course really slows down, and then it gets really physical and featurey again on the second half. So.
And here we could see the boat flying over the stopper. It was very well done again.
Just 0.3 down on Kasper Sindler, who we've just seen, so this is competitive.
Wow, they are a bit late right here. It's going to be hard. Wow, it's very well saved.
Done well there.
Oh!
Slight knock on the wall again off the bow of the boat.
That was difficult with the demos last night.
Yeah, the demonstrations runs we saw yesterday, they had a lot of trouble in that section. The gate's actually been moved a little bit because it was set even harder, and after watching some of the demonstration runs, course designers decided to make a change.
Going to be close. I think they will be up.
Just outside.
What a final! It's so tight.
So far, less than a second separating the top three crews.
It's great.
All with a 2-second penalty on the board. So have they left the window open slightly for a crew to come down with a clean run? You know, we've got 5 awesome C2 crews yet to come still.
Next to go, Olympic champions, 9th in Augsburg, 9th in the Europeans, didn't make the final in Prague. That can be excused for the amount of media work they must have to do. Slovakia is already passionate for their sport, but if you win an Olympic gold medal, I guess you have to do a lot of shaking hands and visiting schools and stuff. Of course, it's Ladislav and Peter Skanto, who are cousins.
Yeah, we're all deserved winners of the Olympic Games last year. You know, they've been flying for a few seasons before that, and you know, they've been on the circuit for many years, potentially a little bit in the shadow of the Hoshona brothers from Slovakia, triple Olympic champions. It was so good to see the Skantars add that title to their CV as well. Really amazing crew to watch.
Yeah, pretty tall guys, and it's interesting the way we can see the way they can paddle very in front of the boat, and they can do everything they want.
Controlling the action, 1.42 down, but with a 2-second penalty, so they're still in the raw time in touch.
Must have just been a little brush on gate 7. Didn't see that one. It must have been a subtle one, but it counts all the same. If you smack it or you just brush it a little bit, it's still 2 seconds. So
Wow.
that was very well done through there. That's a tricky move that for the C2s, 11-12.
Sure, and they controlled it very well.
And the C2s have all been really good on this move so far, 13-14.
Yeah.
Saw the men's kayak having a lot of trouble there this morning.
That's true. Wow.
Just under a second down, so you know, they've got the pace. It's the penalty that's not been done so far.
And here other boat had some trouble, but it's well done. It's gonna be in touch. Everything will be set at the end.
So it looks like 108 to 110 is where the targets are, but they're a bit stuck in there perhaps.
Yeah, good last upstream. It's going to be tight, but I think they might be just outside.
It's true. It's gonna be so tight.
As you can see in the graphics, 108 is the one to go for.
Oh.
Just out at 1.62 back and coming to 4th place.
Wow. Yeah, this final is getting really tight.
Yeah.
Still not seeing a clean run yet.
No. But love what I'm seeing right now.
Well, that's us as well. Gautier, Klaus, Matthew, Besch from France have been together forever. Really experience of keeping the C2 together. Great diplomats, as we've said in the last couple of weeks. France are going to be hosting, or Po is going to be hosting the 2017 World Championships, and these two are really popular athletes.
Sure, it might be the most artistic C2 paddling. Great style, great to watch. A lot of glide, and I love watching them. There is like a kind of very communion between them. I don't know how to say that, but
perfectly. And by definition, number 1 on their vest means they rank number 1.
Really nice through that opening stagger. As Tom was saying, the glide that they get is a really good demonstration of that, right on cue. Really exciting crew to watch. Very deserved of that number 1 bib. Always in the mix.
Sure. They're able to accelerate the boat in one stroke, which is pretty hard because a C2 boat with 2 guys in it is maybe around 160 kilos.
Well, as we saw, they're slightly up on the split, and crucially clean so far.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they've squeezed themselves.
But they do, don't they? We saw in Augsburg under the bridge last week in the 22-23. They somehow managed to go through clear.
They are well on the game right now,
Yeah,
with
this
no
is
touch.
A good run coming together so far. You see on the tail of the boat, I Love C2. They're the main faces of that campaign. Yeah, they certainly do love C2.
Look at there, they've dropped a second there, so they've done nothing wrong, but they've just slowed down a bit perhaps.
Yeah, they took a lot of eddy, I think, after 12. A little bit slower on the corner, but because they're clean, they could stay in touch.
Well, you hear the speaker, he's lowered his tone a little bit. We have some Germans to come. 2
Good
German
move
gates
for
to
a back
go.
right here, and they're
Wow,
very fast round it.
That was great.
Into the sprint to the finish.
Need
I
to
think
finish
this
hard.
is going to be tight now.
They're not far off, are they?
Could see new leaders.
Wow, it's gonna be so close.
Well, they're giving it their all.
Oh,
Third
third.
place.
This race just gets tighter and tighter, so
Top 5 within 1.6.
wow. And yeah,
And Kaspar Sindler were amazing, putting the best time with a touch.
Well, they were the first to get clear, I believe.
True.
Yeah. Will we see any more clean runs in this final?
I think we will. Schroeder, Betke, very experienced paddlers in their own right, very experienced team now.
Yeah, medalist last year's European Championships. World Cup medalists last year as well, I think. So yeah, they've been a good crew. They've not been together as a C2 crew for too long, but they've both been on the scene in C1s and C2s for many years. So very experienced paddlers. German C2 crews, they're always good. Very powerful. You can see working hard there, getting this run off to a good start.
And Nico Betge could be the oldest guy on tour.
37-year-old. Stepanka Hilgertega would, he could be her son. Not quite, she's 49. David Ford, still up there.
I've not seen him yet.
Yeah, he's still paddling, I think.
Trials,
I don't think he made the team this year in trials, but he's still very fast.
Well, we see them slightly up, 600ths of a second up.
Yeah, they were just up on the split, and then they picked up a 2-second penalty right after. So they got that 2 seconds to try and account for now, and good through that offset. We've seen a bit of trouble there from some of the crews this morning. So
I think the strength of that boat is maybe power.
Yeah.
But that's often the case with some of the Germans. You don't have that many small German men, do you?
Yeah, very, very physical nation.
Well, they're making it up. Just 0.4 off the pace now, with all the crowd is enjoying its seats from the grandstand.
Direct. Oh, they hit the plastic butt. It's gonna be tough for them. They have to push harder at the end.
Everyone seems to come off the end of this course absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, it's very physical. You normally feel quite good to the halfway point, and you think you've saved some energy for the bottom, and then as soon as you start this bottom section, it just hits you.
And especially for a C2, you have to turn always, keep turning.
Well, where are we going to go? 1.46 and 5th.
Wow, it's crazy.
This
Never
is
seen that.
so tight. The C2 final is awesome.
It'll be a great story if Franz Anton and Jan Benzian do something. We've seen them at 7 o'clock in the morning. They've been here at midnight every day for the last few days. They do all the jobs, obviously with the volunteers as well, but they never stop helping people. And then suddenly they jump on the water, come off, the hair's not even dry, and they're doing another job. With the incumbent, the actual world champions, 4th in Rio.
Yeah, I think it's the favorite boat, and to win this race.
Don't be surprised if Jan answers his phone halfway down.
Yeah, it's really good to see them getting involved with the organisation and running of this event as well. They're big faces around here at the Canoe Park in Markkleeberg. Another crew from Germany, physical crew that was very fast.
Wow, and pushing again.
Yeah, and
putting on an exhibition, aren't they?
They are at home.
Oh.
Whoa!
And you just saw them hit the blocks before gate 6, and it's put them in trouble.
It's not over.
No.
Oh, is it touch again?
Plus 4 seconds on their time now, so
they're going to have to put the risk level up a bit.
Something really special if they're going to get in competitive with this, just because of how high quality this final's been so far.
Can you try too hard sometimes?
Wow, another good punt off the wall there by Jan Benzian.
We can hear the German speaker on fire.
Well, this is where their power is going to help.
Yeah,
they do have a 30-meter sprint.
Definitely can't fault these boys' work rate. They'll be going through all the way to the finish.
Well, so far, only one boat clear, and they're not leading. Let's see where they are on the split. A bit of work to do, unfortunately. 5 seconds down.
Yeah, it was a big mistake they made at gate 6, 7, and 8. It's a shame because they were looking really good, and they've looked really good since as well.
And here it's very well done again.
Another good curl move delivered well. Yeah, it's a shame for these boys, but that's Canoe Slalom. Sometimes you can paddle absolutely amazing and not do a lot wrong, and your mistake really punish you like it has for these guys today.
Well, hats off to the work they put in off the course, on the course, giving people a lot of value. Wow. Not the day today, they unfortunately.
Yeah, tough legs this time.
Yeah, they'd have been right in touch. They could have been really fast. It'd be interesting to see some splits of those boys everywhere, but that section they dominated that course.
Well, that's the game. Nicolas Schiamanico, Hugo Cahol from France, 11th in Augsburg, so missed the final, 5th in Prague, and I guess you know them quite well.
Yeah, I almost grew up with those guys. We are exactly the same age, so pretty gobsmacked about what's coming now.
Okay, we'll try and put it into words.
They had a pretty hard beginning of season, but I'm sure they will finish well, especially with the World Championship in Pau. They are very fast there, but I think they'll try to have a taste of what it is to win.
They've been there before. They've won a World Cup last year.
True, yeah.
Second in the overall World Cup as well. They had a really good season last season.
And they had a very nice first run, very smooth. It looked really easy for them.
Well, you can see the 6.67 up on the split and clean.
A bit down right here, but it's okay.
They lost a bit of time in there, but they were up on the split, and they clean so far as well. So can they keep it clean? Will it be two French?
Woo! That was
clean
very
runs?
direct, a very direct line, and very fast as well, I think.
Yeah, they've stayed in the fast water there, haven't they, as well? And they haven't paddled down the eddy and
Keeping the speed very
work
well.
hard there, but it's kept moving.
It's gonna be in touch.
See how much power they have to keep it going to the end. Well, look at that, 0.6 up.
Still 0.6 up. They lost a little bit on that exit and a big hit, but they're
guys.
right in touch.
Turn well.
Good curl move here will be the crunch.
Losing a bit their balance right here, but pushing hard in the eddy to get back on the line. It's gonna be tough. Looking for a podium, they have to finish very strong.
It's a good move for a back right C2.
Falling right here, yeah.
Still need to go find the wall, put them out.
Using the wall very much, very nice exit. Now
So
they have to give everything they have. Come on, guys.
So far, the top four within a second of each other.
Wow, I think it will be fine
Go on.
to get on the podium. You get it, guys. Oh!
Into second place.
Good effort there.
Really good
Yeah.
run.
And another clean run.
Wow, I enjoyed it so much. I'm very glad to see those guys on the podium again.
And showing their delight. So Casper Sindler continue where they left off. Second. Fast and fast.
Woo!
Well, it's a good start to the day, and just show how close the racing was. The top 7 within 1.62 seconds.
Wow.
Whereas
Crazy.
Casper Sindler have taken the victory.
The fifth boat is at less than 1 second from the first. It's crazy.
Just see an asterisk popped up on Nico and Hugo, currently in second place. Potentially the video judge just having a second look at something there.
That's the entry of Mallory Franklin, who's nearly taken the door off. Guys, thanks so much. We have a lot of different guests today. Your expertise very much appreciated. Adam Burgess, Thomas Cochlin, welcome back at any time. And we're going to move on to the next discipline. Of course, we'll keep you updated with the asterisks and how the scores go. Thanks for coming in, and we'll see you soon.
Cool. Cheers, Matt.
Cheers.
So the action continues thick and fast. Markkleeberg in Germany for the 3rd World Cup, Slalom World Cup of the season. We had Prague, then we had Augsburg last week, and we are happy to see our next 2 guests who are just about to sit down, put their headphones on. Here we go, the classification after 2 events. So C2 final, rather, this is the results. No asterisks. Czech Republic, Casper Sindler first, Schiamanico Cahill for France second, and Berling Becker for Germany third. We'll just have a look at the... Are we going to have the classifications? What are we going to have now? We know what the next event's going to be. It's going to be the C1 women. And here we have the standings after 3 races. So with two first and a second. Casper Sindler are leading the ball. Klaus Pesch from France have always been in the finals, second. Berling Becker are third. There are 5 events in the whole season. The next event is going to be in about 6 weeks' time in Ivrea in Italy, and then we go to the final, the World Cup final, which is going to be in La Cedar, and that is in Spain with double points. Okay, let's put that one to bed. The next event is going to be the C1 Women, and we have a couple of other guests. We're very happy to see Sidiris Tassiadis making your debut here for Germany. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for coming here.
And the last minute choice, I'm delighted but really sad at the same time. Mallory Franklin, thank you for putting behind a bad day at the office, and welcome.
Thank you.
Mallory, could you just pass over the sheets that say the women, please?
All of them.
Well, one for you, one for Sidiris, and one for myself. And the idea is it's going to tell people what we see. In the interlude, Mallory, before we have any graphics, second in Prague, second in Augsburg, and not second today.
No, apparently not. No, I had a bit of a mistake on my run, involved me falling in and then finding some blocks to pull myself back up on.
You did very well there. It's luckily there were ropes on the side.
Yeah, it's really good here actually because there's ropes the whole way, so helps you out if you mess up. Not that you should be. You can,
And Sidiris, being a German in a local German course, it's a good feeling. You feel at home, or the fact that you live in Augsburg is different?
I think here, for me, it's not like at home because I'm coming from Augsburg.
Wait a minute, just let me quick.
Yep.
Who's this? Mallory Franklin is still leading after 2 events. Clara Ozzibar, Lina Stocklin, Teresa Fizarova, Jess Fox, Anna Satila. These are the athletes that after 2 events, Prague and Augsburg, are leading the ball. So Mallory, at least you can see you're leading, and why not end up winning the season? Sorry, Sidiris, you'll say you're from Augsburg, so it's not perhaps your local course.
Yeah, it's not my local course because I have here only my qualification signs for the German selections, and I don't like so much the course here because it's too small for me. I like courses that there's more bigger stoppers and like that. But here you can go also with the water, fill the water, and this is the special one here.
Well, we have what we have, and these are the athletes, as you can see. We're going to be appearing in the reverse order with penalties that we saw in the semi-final. Rosalind Lawrence for Australia was the only athlete that managed to qualify about 9.5 seconds from the leader with 4 seconds of penalties. So, looking down the list, we do have most of these athletes are fairly familiar at the top of the game. We do need to mention briefly that there has been some decisions made that some athletes are not too happy with, but this is something to digest later. So we'll be seeing them going down the course. Gate 7 and gate 16 will not be used. That's a decision which has been made, and we can discuss it at some other point, but not particularly today. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's what the organisers decided to do. I don't agree with it personally, but they did it, so we're all getting on with it, and we're just going to make a race out of it.
Okay, so Sidiris, you can comment and tell us what you see. I know you have the smallest paddle in the world.
I don't know if she is the smallest paddler, but now we see she's going to the gate number 4. It's an upstream gate, and here you have to feel the water to push more with the waves, and I think she is go too much waves. You have to close it more, and what we see here, number gate 7, she don't have to go inside. Yeah, and now we will see it was good but not pretty nice from number 9 to 10.
So Mallory, she's already done better than you had, because you had a bit of a crawl up the park at that time.
Yes, I had messed up at that point. She's doing well, I think. It's a really tough course for us.
And Mallory, Roz has been around many years. She had really the top of the game 4 or 5 years ago. Had last year, didn't quite make the cut, but she's back with a vengeance now. A bit like yourself, doing well in the K1 and C1.
Yeah, she's come back. She's changed boat, and I think that's a bit of a learning for her. Like, she hasn't been in the Markkleeberg before, and I think since she started the season, she's had to get used to that a bit. But she's coming out pretty hard now.
So dropping a bit low on, is it 18?
Yep. Maybe she has to push a little bit more now on the last stopper to go to the next upstream gate here. It was pretty nice. We see now the first finish time. What have the other athletes to beat?
So Ros Lawrence, she was 113 in the semi-final. Is it your goal to do better than your semi-final?
Yeah, I think that'll always be the goal. I think to do the best run you can, but for Ros, definitely just trying to get better and do better on each run and learn from everything.
Okay, excellent stuff. I'd say she's put down a challenge for the other 9 athletes. If we look at the times, though, Jess Fox did 106, so we're quite a lot of time off there, but no huge mistakes.
No, I think there's probably quite a solid run with the technical level of the course. It's pretty good.
So, 17 years old. Mallory, you were top level at the age of 12. But she seems it's great to make a final here.
You see Atachi and number gate 2. Will we see now what she has to do?
So maybe for us, is this a surprise for you, Malu, to see her making a final?
I don't know, I think that the course kind of just needed someone to go down and do a solid run, and I think that I've seen her around a little bit, the younger races a bit more, and she definitely has the ability. I think it's just about kind of doing that on the race, and I think that, yeah, she managed to in her semi, and that got her.
I think it's the first time in the final, this girl.
That's
no?
I believe it's correct, yes,
yeah.
from Poland, so not too far away.
Yeah. I think she was sometimes here for the international world ranking races. It's every year here on April, 1st of April.
Right.
And I think she knows the course here.
I'm getting a bit stuck there.
Some problems now.
So that just takes all your energy away, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of energy. If you are lots of time in the server, you need more power to go again out of the server. But this move was here, I think, pretty nice for the girls.
Well, it's nicer than the one they wanted to set.
Yeah.
Amazing, me watching the athletes for about half an hour. They're going, no, this cannot be true. This is where gate 18 was set at the top of the Niagara Falls, and you're supposed to be able to get through it. Well, seeing them coming in a little bit off the top, but there were, I think it was 38 athletes started out, so it's excellent news to actually make it to the final. And you say at 17 years old, it's not a bad effort.
Yeah, we see now in the face that the course is pretty hard to do. You need a lot of power.
So compared to Augsburg, you say you don't like this one.
Yeah.
Is this harder or easier, or just because you were
I
born
think
and bred in Augsburg?
I think it's a little bit harder here to go to feel the water and go with the water, because here are so many stoppers. In Augsburg, not so much stoppers, and the water here don't push you so much away. And in Augsburg, I know Augsburg because I live there and I train every day there. But it's a pretty nice course, but not so what I like more.
Well,
My favorite course is in London.
Well, this is I guess this has similarity. This could we call this a little London?
Yeah, I think it's similar. It's quite different, I think, a little bit. The water in London is a little bit more consistent than this. I think the stoppers are a little bit bigger and a bit more meaty, actually, than Lee Valley. But yeah, I like Lee Valley as well.
Nuria Villarubia from Spain. Best result so far was 7th in Augsburg. She's wins a lot of medals in this. Maybe it's a bit slow starting to be going, but quite a slight athlete, but a very dynamic athlete.
Yeah, she's been very competitive a lot at like the qualifications and semi-finals, and just hasn't quite managed to get her finals as consistent as she's liked. She's been around for years and been very competitive for years, just never quite managed to break in, but the run's going really well so far, and yeah, it's a really nice move there.
We saw her 2.6 seconds up.
Yeah, it's good. I think we will see here now a good time. It costs a little bit of time and power. We will see now
Well, she still made it into the semi-final despite doing an esquimé roll.
Yeah.
You're always laughing.
Sorry. I'll try and.
We see the time is very nice.
Well, that's
1:06.
really good stuff because that's the fastest time of the day. Nearly. Yeah, Jess Fox is 1:06.12, so they're coming the same as that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe this time is not for podium.
Well, we'll see.
We will see. Yeah.
Yeah, she was coming to, I was watching before, she was coming nicely over 13, coming to gate 14, and just suddenly tipped over.
Yep.
It happens.
Yeah, I think that that stop around there is quite unforgiving, and yeah, it's tough.
Lena Stockler for Germany. Last weekend she was the first to go in the final and thought, well, I might come in the top 10 by definition, and she came third. She was so surprised. A local girl as well, moved here when she was, what, 15, 16, I think?
How old is she?
No, when she was a few years ago, she moved here specifically to train on the course.
Yeah, she trains here like, what, I think 5 years now. She's now in the police sport company, is it? And I think the C1 women from this year, they have more money to go to some training slots and for the races also.
As it's now in the Tokyo 20 Olympics, and she's very much in touch.
Yeah, we will see. I think she lost here 2 seconds.
If I look at the flags outside my window here, it seems to be blowing quite a strong crosswind, but the poles are not too bad, are they?
Yeah, they don't seem to be that affected by it.
We see now the touch. And now she goes too much to the eddy. And she lost also there 1 second, I think. She have to push more now.
So you almost have an invisible line that you want to follow.
Yeah,
And how wide is your invisible line? 2 centimeters? Or
2 centimeters, I think here.
Well, 6 down at the top, yeah? That narrow, yeah? You know
That is it,
exactly
yeah.
where you want to go.
You have to go exactly in the stoppers. If you are 2 centimeters more to the left or right, then you are on the next upstream gate 2 meters down. Yeah, this is it here. I think important is here to go to keep the line and not to push too much. Because sometimes if you are too fast, then the boat don't hold you in the stoppers.
So not too slow, not too fast, exactly the right line.
Yeah.
You're making it sound rather difficult.
Yeah, well, I guess it is, isn't it? But I think that, yeah, just try not to work too hard and let the water do what the water does and help you and use it to the best you can, really.
I suppose we're lucky here on the World Tour that we have all the world's top athletes, and so you maybe take it for granted sometimes. That's really fine-tuned. But you're only training about 30 hours a week for 20 years, aren't you?
Like that.
Now, Amy Fox, first final of the year. The young Fox is coming out of the shadow of Big Sister.
Yeah. A good start now. I think she can go also fast.
So Mallory, how would you characterize her style? Does she follow any athletes that inspire her, or does she just do her own stuff?
But to me, she does look a little bit like Jess, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think they're both paddling quite a similar. I think that they're both very good kayak paddlers, and they kind of bring that into C1 a bit and paddle it like you'd expect a kayak paddler to paddle C1, I reckon.
Well, she's taken out gate 9, so that's 2 seconds penalties. Noemi is allowed to concentrate on the C1 only this year, not making the top 2 and 3 in the K1.
Oh.
Was a 50 thingy.
Yeah, I think she's
going
getting
back.
back. I was unlucky.
Is that just an instinct to go back?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit personality. I think some people go back and some people just know that it's kind of over at that point and don't. I think for some people it's just an instinct that you just turn around and go back for it. And
I think for the spectators it's good that the athletes keep going to all the gates, you know. They're fighting for that.
With the 20 minutes we were watching Mallory going back up to gate 9, it was really good.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I try and go back for everything, even if I can at all. Like I guess the Euros was another one that I spent about 40 seconds trying to get back for a gate and didn't get there in the end.
no, I think it epitomises your never say die attitude. Well, the crowd watching on. It's not going to be the run she wanted, but to make the final, it's the first this season. And she often says that she's not paddling as she'd like, and this is a massive learning experience.
It's not so happy, I think.
No,
Yeah.
well, it's not surprising. It's because it's quite there's only 5 World Cups in the year, and so they are very important. I suppose they're all family and friends. Even Grandpa's watching today. He's come out.
Okay.
It's young Nadine Ratschnig, sister of Nina, explains in certain words exactly how she feels.
Yeah, Nadine's been doing well recently. She's got quite a lot of
Fast,
speed behind her.
yeah.
Yeah, she's got a lot of speed.
Took a 50
Good.
in Prague. It was the fastest in the heat, I believe.
I think she's got quite a bit of power for her size, so manages to get the boat moving pretty quick.
And third in the Europeans, which showed her pedigree from Austria.
She never changed the pedal, I think.
No, she doesn't switch very often.
Yeah.
She's got quite a strong crossbow, but
Okay.
I think she does like very, very occasionally, but she tends to stick to just the crossbow.
Oh, nearly, so nearly. Just take it. So do you boys, do you ever try switching, or you just...
No,
you never try?
I never try, and I
Maybe
don't
if
do
you
it.
did.
I think it's not so fast in the for the men to switch. I think it's for us it's better to stay always on one side.
Well, it certainly works for you. As we've seen, Nadine is coming down with 4 seconds of penalties, where she... 6 now, because she was in touch.
Yeah.
So she's faster, isn't she?
Yeah,
She's got a bit of a mistake there.
but
dropping a
now
bit
she
low.
lost a lot of time. I think here 6 seconds are away.
Okay, so not today. Again, making the first final of the World Cups.
Yeah, she's fighting, but until the end.
Yeah, her time's quick.
It was good.
Yeah, 107.
It's very quick. 6 seconds of penalties, and had to spend a lot of time. It shows just how quick she is. So do you study her form, or you say confidence, I suppose? You're always looking to improve.
Yeah, I think I think everyone's just always trying to look to improve everything they can, and I think that you learn from everyone, and I think that there's things that Nadine does that is definitely worth keeping an eye on, and Nuria and Jess and even Kim, like just learning from everyone and trying to take everything you can.
Well, if you're just tuned in and you're thinking, why is Mallory here when she should be on the water? She's probably thinking the same. And we have Sidis Tassiadis also with us. It's Polina Markkleeberg from Russia. Next to go, Augsburg 12th, Prague 21st.
Also the first World Cup final.
That's right.
Oh.
I think she thought now that she was not in the gate, but she
Yeah.
also goes up to do one time more.
And switching.
Yeah.
You choose which moment to, with your coach, when to switch, or it's just one of those things that's so automatic now?
No, we plan it in. Well, I plan it in with a little bit of leeway of when it feels right. I think sometimes if you plan to switch too much at one point and the boat stops running, then you can kill the boat quite a lot. But I think that we plan it in, and then there's a bit of feeling around it. But it's pretty set.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Oh, dear, there's a challenge there. No, it's not going to happen today.
that's learning from me. That is not good.
Well, let's look at that. 6 seconds. And can you relive the exact memory?
Of me falling in?
Which was about an hour ago.
Well, I haven't seen it on video. I haven't watched my run yet. But I think, yeah, I kind of know what happened, and I kind of knew I was going to struggle on that move. But I think that, yeah, it happened, and I've moved on.
Are you preparing for the K1?
Yeah, just I sat out and watched the kite men semis and learning from them and trying to learn how to do the 2 extra gates that I wasn't allowed to do in C1. But yeah, and just get used to the moves a little bit and just learn a bit from them and try and take as much as I can as my kite tomorrow.
If you're wondering what the message was, is that the organisers have decided that the women's C1 are not going to do gates 7 and 16 today, which is a first.
Yeah, I think it's
not in the rules.
I think it's good to do it for the girls.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, because of course it's so hard to do it, and you have not the time to breathe one time. And I think for the girls it's very good to make something like that, because if the courses are too hard, then it looks like not so good for the spectators.
Fair point. I suppose you could say in the javelin and the shot put they have different weights, but finding out just the morning of the course or maybe afterwards is perhaps not ideal. Anyway, here's Fizarova. He's going down at the moment. She's young, she's very dynamic and had some good results thus far. Second in the Europeans in Tetson.
Yeah, and she did well in semis in Prague as well, and has been doing very well this year.
Well, taken both bits out. But she seems to enjoy every moment she can to go in the water. She was in the C2 mix, she's in the extreme slalom.
Really? Okay.
And, well, still in touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So we're down to the last 3 athletes at the moment. Nua Villarubla is leading with a clear run.
Oh.
Every time I talk, it goes wrong.
And now she push more.
I think she definitely shows really good promise, and like if she can just calm it down, I think, a bit and just trust the boat and trust what she's capable of doing, then she'll spit out some really good results.
9 seconds behind now. I think if he goes on maybe for the 3rd place, she can make it.
And for fitness, are some athletes clearly fitter than others, but are some known as being super fit?
I'd probably guess that the athletes that can paddle like Fizarova does and like Nadine does and put the amount of power and effort behind every stroke are probably a bit fitter than others, but I think some choose to take it a bit more leisurely and pull hard on every blade, but not be that massively repetitive with it. Drops into fifth.
There's another final to Fizarova. So we're down to the last two. If you are looking at form, Kimberly Woods either does amazingly well or perhaps not.
Well, Augsburg was a bit of a one-off. She didn't really like the block very much, although copied Markkleeberg, which I think is not necessarily a bad thing. She generally has been paddling really well this year, and I think quite enjoying her C1 paddling and coming out really well.
Excellent stuff. She said she sounded good after the semi. She was a bit confused because she thought for 1 second she had to go for gate 16, and then suddenly realised she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the start was pretty move. She goes with the water. She tries to go with the water.
And you spend pretty much most day every day with her, don't you?
She tries it.
Yeah, I used to live with her. I don't anymore. But yeah, no, we train together in the same training group. Dropping in a later spin there wouldn't be to plan.
So this is the European champion who won in Prague.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, she's doing well, I think, in C1 and got quite a lot of. She's getting a bit more consistent. I think she's always been pretty good, but been a little bit erratic. And I think Augsburg was a little bit of one-off. Oh, just got into it. It's a tough little stop at that. It's pretty grabby. It's crazy.
But I think from an outsider's point of view, you must both inspire each other, because you're both obviously world's top 2 or 3 paddlers for many, many years now. And then there's Yasmin Royal and a couple of others coming up well.
Yeah, we've trained together since we were very young. And yeah, I guess we do. We both. Preach.
No, it's all gone wrong.
Oh, it's a shame. I think. Yeah, I don't know. yeah, we train together and we both inspire each other on. And in training, we're very competitive, and selection very competitive, along with the other 2 British girls. And we all, like the 4 of us, all enjoy paddling and all like to go and try our hardest.
I think that's what essentially she said last weekend. Oh dear, well not today, but we'll run again tomorrow. So we know 2 of the medalists. We know Nure Villarubler and Ros Lawrence are on the medal table, and Jess Fox, who triple world champion.
So it's a lot of results, isn't it?
that's just well, one last week. But you were second last week, weren't you? And looked pretty disappointed when you came over the line. I think she was still 10 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I had a few mistakes. But yeah, no, I think generally if you keep fighting, you can still come out well, even with mistakes. And it's cool.
Let's see how she goes.
Yeah, it was nice.
A good start.
Very good start. She kept the line and tries to go with the water, to use the water. And until now, it works. We will see now the first split time. Here we
Well,
see
1.5 seconds
Yeah.
up. But it's not a given this course
No.
today. So many athletes have taken problems.
There's a lot going on. I think the first kind of 8-9 gates of the course are actually quite simple in some respects, and then it starts getting really tough around the corner and through to the finish. It's loud.
it's good. Also nice.
I think if she carries on like this,
Yeah,
she'll
we
be
will
quick.
see.
Right, look at that.
Yeah.
Approaching 3 seconds up.
Some gates to go now. The last stopper is now to go to the next upstream gate. If this is good, then she win this. Yeah.
That's very good.
Always seems to time her breathing correctly. Takes a huge breath and then fires the boat forward.
Yeah, this is the winning run.
It looks like it's
Yeah.
another exhibition.
Let's see.
4.94 victory. Well, when she came down and won the World Cup in 2011, it was by 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty
it
much.
shows that
It's pretty much 5 seconds again. 4.94.
Yeah.
It's a good demonstration for the C1 woman now.
very much so.
Yeah.
He's balanced at the back of his head, the ICF photographer.
I think in the future it will be also closer for the woman to go from 1 to 10. I think if more athletes goes there, and in the first positions it will be closer like in C1 men.
Well, we saw, didn't we? Last sort of 5 years, there's been 3 or 4 of you at the top. And
Yeah.
now there's you don't know which 10 are going to make the final.
Yeah, I think it is getting more competitive.
Let me just quickly go through the results. Jess Fox takes gold for Australia, 5 seconds ahead of Nure Villarubler for Spain, and Ros Lawrence is back on the podium for Australia as well, with Nadine just missing out. So that's your first job. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Sidois.
thank
That
you.
was great. Mallory, first time since Cardiff in 2012, where you made
Yeah.
you share a microphone. So really appreciate that,
Yeah,
and
cool.
thank you very much.
Yeah,
And we'll
thank
speak to you soon. So the action is going to continue here. Seeing some slow-mo shots of the action. Well, guys, if you want to take your seat, please. So we've gone from canoe specialist to kayak specialist. Joe, could you just pass the sheets over? So there you, I'm just going to, if you put your headphones on, please. So we're just about to look forward to the K1 men. We saw 40 athletes about an hour and a half ago go down the course, and the top 10 with penalties we're going to be seeing in a minute or so in the final. And here we go, sorry, the World Cup standings after 3 races. It's very, very tight, look at that. Jess Fox 137 ahead of Mallory Franklin, who by definition missed the final because she's been commentating with us now. Lena Stocklin, a couple of bronzes to her name. Teresa Fizapova and Ross Lawrence up there in the market. We're just going to click on the right screen to see if we can have the men's start list for the... Hopefully that's going to give us... Yep, there we go. So here we go. I've got my 2 guests. Bradley Fords-Cryans, Joe Clark, thank you so much for coming in.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Sorry I had to grab you when you're just analysing your races about an hour ago. It wasn't the result I guess you wanted, but thanks so much for turning up, boys.
No problem.
Yeah, it was definitely hard out there this morning. You know, the last 2 weekends, the kayak men's semi-finals have been really, really difficult, so I thought it was going to be that case again today. So I really pushed hard for it. In the semi-final, I think I just overcooked it a little bit down towards 18. That crucial section there is really, really difficult.
Well, we've seen the poles swing a little bit. And Joe, yourself, let's go for the World Cup standings after 2 races. And Vip Prindis has won both races. That's why he's top at the moment, but won't be after today. Jo Priskovic, Sebastian Schubert, who's in the final. Hannes Egner, Lucien Delfour in the final. Jo Priskovic in the final. And you can follow yourself the other athletes in there. It looks like there's about 20-25 male athletes that are all up there within a couple of seconds. And it's just a case of who takes it right on the day.
Yeah, it's very tight this season, but it makes it exciting to watch. So that's why we're all looking forward to watching this final. Hopefully, me and Bradley will be in a final next time round. But for today, we're commentating, and we're going to obviously enjoy what we're going to see.
And there's the 2 Marks, your coaches, watching and discussing the tactics.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be discussing for future weekends to come what we can do better in our preparation to make sure that we're on top.
Just briefly about you two, your programme now, do you go back home or where do you go?
Yeah, we go back home, a few weeks at home for myself, and then we've got to Po for a training camp, back home for a bit more training again, and then look to get up for the World Cups again in preparation for the World Champs. So
that's Ivrea and L'Essai-de-Gale where we have double points. The weather, it seems to be holding. There's quite a wind out there, but it doesn't seem, from our vision, it hasn't been knocking the poles around too much. For you boys who've been on the water, is that an issue?
I guess it's kind of the same old story. You come to Leipzig, you almost expect it to be a bit windy, so when you're out on the water, you can see the poles are moving a little bit from the bank, but when you get out there, it's fine.
And the water consistency, is it fairly consistent for all the athletes?
I think the water's actually quite consistent here. It's just very tricky and technical, so you saw a lot of the top guys making mistakes because they're pushing it to the limit. I think the final will be quite interesting for that as well. We're just about to start, actually.
Well, Giovanni De Gennaro, been around many years now, as you see, 24, has some top medals, and, well, let's just talk us through it. So he's powerful.
Yeah, very, very powerful. He's got a really long reach on his stroke, so let's see what he can throw down here.
Yeah, he's been saying he's feeling good before the race, so it's good to see him in the final. He said it was a bit lucky to make it, but he deserves to be in there. He's taken all the risks on gate 4 already.
Yeah. 2 Italians in the final, which is it's a while since that's happened.
He's taken a risk here, but he's on a really nice top split here. I think we looked at about 32 for the semi-final, so...
Yeah, he actually looks really composed. He's on that hard line, but he is very, very composed here.
Slightly low there, but keeping the speed running out there. He's pushing hard here. It's looking good so far, but it's whether he can take it all to the bottom because it is very physical course.
Can you pace yourself or not, or you just have to go out?
I think there is a little bit of pace in this course just because it is so technical and physical towards the bottom end, so you do need to pace it a little bit. But I think we will see the kayak men just go really hard.
This is a very good split. For reference, the semi-final run for Yuri Priskovic was 62, and we saw him come through there at 58. So he's certainly on a very fast run here, and he seems to be in control so far. So hopefully he can keep it going to the bottom. We can set something really fast for the guys to start chasing.
Yeah, that's nice into the last upstream there. Just slipping a little bit on the punt, but he's going to chase it all the way to the finish now. Oh, you can see the determination in his face. He looks like he's in a lot of pain.
He's on a very, very good run here. He's pushing hard to the finish.
Hey.
Wow.
92.83 and salutes his mates. The Italians are great at following down, shouting and whooping.
Yeah, you can see the emotion in his face there. Super, super stoked with that run.
He's had quite a frustrating start to the season, saying he's feeling good but not really putting it down, so I'm really happy to see him do that as a good friend of mine as well, so congrats, Gio.
Well, that's one of 10 athletes gone so far.
I think that's kind of set the tone of what we could be about to see in this final.
We have the showman. It's Vavra Hradilek, who's just missed out the last 2 weeks in making it to the final.
Yeah, I know he's super hungry after missing the final just so close the last 2 weekends, so he's looking to go out there and he'll definitely put on a show for us.
And this sort of course, would it suit him? Well, we'll see.
We'll see. The Czechs love a good twisty course, and you know, Prague is very, very technical, so this is where Vavra trains in Prague, and I think he's going to be winding it up here, really looking to get out there and get amongst it.
He's got a really dynamic, powerful style, so he's come off a start nice and controlled here. Nice and dry through gate 2, coming down. I think he setting the pace for here. It's quite nice.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's nice and tight.
Nice execution on gate 4. I think we will see quite a lot of athletes try and push under the poles there just to save a little bit of time.
That's fast. Always rotated slightly too much. Yeah, as I said earlier, Giovanni's top split was very fast, so he's 1.74 down.
Well, given a 50 on 6, we'll see a review of that. But he was close.
Yeah, it was definitely a very tight line there. Pushing off the wall now down to this tricky combination. You need to really lift the nose up through 11, but he seems to have done that okay, just pushing on to the flat section now.
This is a really physical section. The arms start burning here and you can really feel it. Pushing in there nice and tight. Out. Ooh, that was tight as well, but he's taken a bit of a hit and lost a bit of boat speed. But he's pushing on here. He's, ooh, slight touch there.
There seems to be about 6 or 7 places you really have the risk of slowing your boat down a lot.
Yeah, it's such a physical course out there today. I don't think the conditions are the best. Quite damp, and it doesn't make you feel amazing when you're racing in these conditions. So
yeah, it's just going to be finishing it off now. It is such, as soon as you get offline on this course, just because the gates are set so wide apart, it really drains the energy. So.
And you guys have to be peak condition to listen to a couple of your interviews, Joe. Clearly you're Olympic champion, have had massive interest in the last 6 months. You say you're not quite where you want to be on the strength way. Yeah,
it's obviously you have to be on the top form to be able to compete with these guys because they're the best in the world, and the standard's always getting better each year. So I think unfortunately there's no shortcut for hard work, so I've kind of missed out a little bit of that, and it's showing in the paddling. But hopefully with 12 weeks to go to the Worlds, I can really work on that and push on to try and make the final, obviously challenge for a medal.
Zeno Ivaldi is the next to go with his brother Raffaella. They're great cheerleaders when running down, and it's good to see them making the finals now. Yeah,
he's been consistent throughout the competition, 3rd and 8th, so he could be one to watch for sure. He's got a very dynamic paddling style again, a bit of flair here and there.
But also very composed at the same time. You know, he's got quite a long stroke, so I think this could really help him out today, just in being composed in those crucial sections.
That was very smart around gate 4.
Yeah, nice sweep there.
Getting into the back eddy on gate 5, using that to charge it up to get some speed out here, turning the bow down. You can see a smile on the front of his boat when he lifts it up.
Was that a 2-second penalty on 6?
Yes. Yeah, very aggressive there, just cutting it a bit too fine.
He's slightly over-rotated there, so this is going to cost him time. Not keeping the driest boat there. Opting for the punt and slipping as well.
The punt in gate 10, I think a lot of the athletes would choose to go around that now. You saw a lot of people slipping on the wall in the first runs, and I thought more people would be looking to go around it now.
With it being such a vertical wall, it's quite hard to punt off, and sometimes you can slip on the paddle like we saw Zeno just then. Again, you can see on the split, it's slipping away from here slightly, but Giovanni was super fast, so if you can just hold this to the bottom, you can still be within contention for something.
Well, the rain's coming in. Will that affect the people?
I mean, we're a whitewater sport, so hopefully the rain shouldn't matter too much, but it doesn't give you the best feeling on the start line. But I think it's more for the spectators rather than actually the athletes competing.
Yeah, these guys are they're all really experienced athletes, so I think they'll be able to cope with the weather conditions no matter what it throws at them.
Well, 6 seconds off the pace at the moment.
There's Giovanni looking very smug in the finish, very happy with that run there.
Sporting his moustache.
Next to Gay, Sebastian Schubert, who was doing well until gate 22 last week, although maybe it's slightly off the pace, and then let his emotions show at the end.
Yeah, he was very upset about that. Obviously, home World Cup, home course, wants to try and impress the fans. He was doing a really nice run up until the last section, so it's quite frustrating for him, but he's had a really good season so far, and I'm sure he's going to be looking to try and make amends for last weekend and really put something down for the German fans out there for sticking out in the rain.
Yeah, that's what he wants. Well, he was 3rd in Prague, which is first medal since 2014, while he won in Augsburg. See how he can get, again, another powerful athlete. I suppose you all are, to be fair.
Yeah, I think at this level everybody's kind of would describe everybody as very powerful, to be honest. He's got a very aggressive style compared to some of the other athletes though, and a kind of German style, gets the boat moving, and if it's not going he doesn't take no for an answer, he'll still keep pushing it. Gets into the back flow there, really nice, out tight onto the wave and uses it. Bit of upstream metal, that's very fast compared to some of the other athletes earlier.
Very high on the exit of 5 there, so I wonder how that'll set him up for this next
rotating the bow around, making sure he's not leaving anything to chance.
Nice, smooth section.
Surprisingly, he's slightly off for the switch, this split, which just shows how fast Giovanni was.
Yeah, I think he's losing time here as well. Giovanni was super fast and I think deceptively smooth. That's what made it look a lot faster. And I think you'll see that throughout the splits going down. He's just so smooth and almost looked effortless compared to Sebastian sprinting down here.
High rate of strokes.
Yeah, he's getting the work done though, but the split's slipping away from him here already, you can see that.
Well, 2.9 off, which would put you straight into 2nd place, but there's only 3 other athletes gone so far. Bit of a mess there.
Yeah, it's definitely slipping away from him here. But only being 2 seconds down there, that would still be in contention for the fastest semi-final run. It just shows how good Giovanni's, final there was. He just absolutely nailed it.
Where we saw 18 put on the demo run, could you guys have done that, or do you think it was just too much down to luck?
I mean, I was actually quite looking forward to that in the demo runs. I thought it was something a bit different and could be quite good.
Well, comes into 2nd place, but 2.95 off the pace and doesn't look too pleased.
Yeah, I think he hit the tail on one of the stagger sequences and then had to spin out, so that's cost him a bit of time and it's quite frustrating. But other than that, he held together a good run really. That would have won the semi-final, so it shows the kind of standard we're looking at in this final already, with only 3 athletes going down.
We've gone up a bit.
Yeah, it's hard to know on this course what's actually going to happen. If you can get on the line at the top, generally it will follow you all the way to the bottom, so just looking for these guys to try and be as composed as they can off the start and hope that they get on that good line, because if you're fighting it, it's just going to zap your energy.
I don't know how much you compare to the women, but not much changed hands, not much time changed hands in the top nine gates, and then it was all after that. Well, here we go. I got Soviet, who is 25 years old, from Ukraine. Came, I think, 29th and 62nd so far in the 2 World Cups. So he's certainly on a dream weekend.
Yeah, he's been very impressive so far this season. Had some good fast times, so he'll be super stoked to make the final and just be out there and mixing with the top guys.
Yeah. We've seen him in a few finals before, so he's not a new name to a final. So let's see if he can build on those previous experiences and try and throw it in. Oh, in trouble already. It just shows.
No, it's gone.
He looked like he was nice and calm and composed, but just caught the tail there and caused him to lose the rotation, and obviously having to paddle back for gate 7, which is going to prove very, very costly on the split time, and also the energy stores.
Yeah, it's just going to be finishing it off now. There's not really any coming back in this class from a mistake like that. So
I think unfortunately fortunately for Giovanni, but unfortunately for the other guys, putting such a fast time down to start with, it just makes it super, super difficult for them, and they're all chasing that kind of 92 time, so you can't leave anything out there, and you just got to put it all out there on the day, and hopefully that'll be in contention for the win as well.
Well, as you said, he's so far well ahead of the field. So just finishing off this run.
Yeah, his arms are going to be sore now after paddling up for that gate, but that's just the way it goes. You know, you try your best to make the best plan you can, and if it goes well, then great, and if not, then it's just, you know, pack your stuff and it's on to the next weekend.
Pretty much so, yeah. As soon as it's over, it's like, okay, analyse, move on.
Yeah, it's pretty cutthroat. Be interesting to see his reaction here, because I'm sure he'd be happy to make the final, but I think he would have hoped for more than that. Yeah, see, he's not too disheartened.
Giovanni is oh, we have Sebastian's daughter.
Yeah, Sebastian's got his daughter in there.
And the Italian boys have switched up their helmets.
And why not? Next to go, Lucien Delfort from France. Someone described his style as boringly efficient in the scenes. He doesn't do anything dramatic, but he certainly flies down the course.
Yeah, his style's pretty floaty. I quite like watching him. You know, his boat's always on top of the water. He never seems to get too stuck anywhere. So let's see what he can do today.
That was very smart around gate 4 again.
Yeah,
Seeing these guys really
nice.
cutting the lines there. He's got a very dynamic forward stroke. Oh, I didn't see that touch on gate 3. So that's
Yeah, I didn't see that touch either there.
We saw that one.
yeah, this is starting to get away from him already, and we're only at gate 8, unfortunately for him.
Another one.
Oh, just cutting it a little bit too much. Nice through that 11-12 section though. Trying to put a bit of pace on the boat now, down to 13. Get that right to left across the stopper to let it carry you into 14. Just been a little bit caught up on the eddy line there.
Well, Zeno Valdi is 6 seconds back from Giovanni, so his third place would be worth trying for still.
Yeah, it's slipping away from him here. As soon as you start losing costly time like that with +6 in penalties, you're going to start chasing it, and it can go one or two ways. It can go good for you, or it can go bad for you. And unfortunately, it just looks like he's losing a little bit on a few of the lines. Not quite as neat as a semi-final run.
Yeah, having to chase it up a lot into the upstreams. That's just, it's very energy zapping as soon as you're chasing on the back of those holes.
I don't think he's going to be very happy with that.
He normally tells us what he thinks.
Yeah, let's weigh it out and see what he says later on.
On Facebook, yeah.
Everyone has the right to say what they think.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
So far, 6 athletes have gone down, and as you predicted or suggested, Giovanni Giovano is happily sitting on top.
Yeah, it's kind of looking a bit hard to beat that. Giovanni's run is, yeah, it was very, very impressive there. Good.
I'm going to stick my neck on the line and say he's going to take the win.
Fair enough. That's Joe Clark.
Yeah, I've got a good feeling about Kazuya Adachi today. He's been really good the last two weekends. Got into the final in Augsburg. Didn't quite deliver what he wanted in the final there, but I think he could throw it down today. It's a fast paddler.
Some Japanese TV are here.
Yeah.
So it's good to see preparing for 2020, 2008
Sebastian
in Brazil,
Combo,
2007. Sorry, yes, world champion who popped out of the scene for a few years and then came back.
Early touch, so he's going to be laying it down here to try and...
Well, he's capable of flying, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to pick up that deficit of 2 seconds already though, but you can see from the results that Sebastian's 2.95 behind Giovanni, so all being well.
No, there's another one taking out gate 7. You can see already 7 seconds off the place, already putting him out the medals.
This is where you can see going off 10th and putting down a really fast run to start off with is a really advantageous position to be in.
So if you go off 10th, I suppose the idea would be to just give it your all to give the others time to think about.
Yeah, just try and lay down some pressure on the other guys, really, which looks like Giovanni's done that well. You know, these guys are going off really hard now, and it's not working for them at all.
Well, Bailey and Stott know something about that, don't they?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I certainly won't want to be sitting on that start line now, knowing that I had to beat a 92, having seen what it took. It was a very, very smooth run with no real time losses. Yeah, Sebastian is not very happy with this, and just going to see it home now, I think.
It's just another unfortunate final. It's just not been coming together for the guys, and it's quite frustrating to watch because you desperately wish you were in and amongst it, but it's just the way the sport goes.
Yeah, that's why we on ICF TV, we appreciate so many athletes. I have the unenviable task to say, sorry you've missed out, but will you come and help us? And it's great for us that you do. Thank you so much. And we hope to never see you again.
That's ideally, yeah, but I'm sure you'll be seeing me again at some point.
Definitely win less than you lose,
I guess. Well, Japan, have they been rehearsing? Japan to go next, and Kazuya Adachi, who you mentioned, I think came 7th in Prague.
Here we go, Kazuya, medalist from the World Cup final in Tassen last year. And he's been on great form, so let's see what he can do. Really, really powerful start, and I'm sure he'll just be chasing it.
Where does he train?
In Japan somewhere, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just a flat water course. So yes, he's doing incredibly well.
It looks nice and composed off the start, which is good to see. You can always tell you can start to see what people's runs are going to be like off the start. I think the way they go off.
You look bored most of the time.
Try and not look like I'm too nervous, that's the problem.
Okay. Into the back flow there for Kazuya, just getting pulled up a little bit high. So let's see what he can do through here. Needs to
he's trying to underdo that turn there, but he's managed to save it.
Yeah, he's reacted well there.
That's going to take a lot of energy, though. Well, look, 2 seconds, 2.7 off.
Still in touch and distance, though, if he could nail the rest of the course. It's one of those courses that you don't want to try and make too many mistakes at the top and try and save your energy for the bottom. This pool here certainly zaps your energy. You can see people puffing and panting as they're going through there. I certainly had it myself, and it really knocks you for the rest of the course. But he's done that really nice and kept the speed running out of there.
Just looks like his energy's been zapped too much on that top section, trying to save those few gates.
5.8 will put you in 3rd place.
If he can hold the same section that Giovanni's had here, but he's slipping a little bit there. Just let go of his paddle for a second as well. He's fighting here, he wants it, you can tell.
He's going to need to push so hard to the finish now, but you look really, really tired. So
Dashi from Japan, 2nd World Cup final this season.
Challenge for 3rd place here at the moment, though, with this time.
What's it, 99 he needs to do?
Just inside that 98.29, yeah.
Well, there you
so
go.
He moves into 3rd place.
I know, because Nivaldi has to take his time off the podium.
Guaranteed a top 5, which is still a great result. And, you know, it's all very good confidence building for the Japanese paddler.
Giovanni's
got a medal, yeah, so of what colour we don't know yet.
Yuri Priskovic and Alexander Grimm, you're both very, very powerful athletes, very big athletes.
Yeah, Yuri didn't look quite himself on the semi-final, not quite as nippy and dynamic as he normally is, but I think he'll be looking to make amends for that in the final. He's managed to get in quite comfortably in 2nd place, so he's got a bit more time watching the guys, and he's seen what's gone down so far, so he'll know what he needs to do to get on the podium.
And you can see the reigning world champion from London.
Yeah, he's got quite a long stroke, and sometimes deceptively fast.
Very smooth start. He's going to be looking to open this out a little bit into 4.
Sweep.
I think as soon as you're taking a touch there, to be able to beat the 92 is pretty much impossible.
Giovanni went clear. Top 3, in fact, have gone clear so far.
Slipping away from him again here. His top split's going to be a lot down on Giovanni.
There you go, 5.5 seconds, 5.25 seconds.
That was nice right there, though. He's keeping the speed running out. Oh.
No.
Look.
Well, Yuri claims he never plays a percentage game.
I just think he's paddling at such a good level at the moment that he can afford to absorb time, but unfortunately it looks like slightly too much time that he's hoping to absorb here.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the most consistent paddlers, well, is one of the most consistent paddlers on the scene at the moment, and very exciting to watch, but unfortunately this final's not quite panning out like it usually does for him. Slight over rotation in the back of the stopper there, but he's kept with the sweep on that. 2 touches, just too much to absorb for him today.
Adachi top 4. Is it going to be another bronze medal, or is Alexander Grimm going to swoop in on the, well, it's not a home course for him, but he certainly knows it very, very well. Paddles very well here, has a European Championships medal from 2015.
There we go. Joe, I saw you on Facebook, was it last week? Was it having supper at his house?
Yeah, we had dinner after the race at his house. So.
Is it like an Olympians club or something? Is it quite an exclusive club?
Yeah, the gold medal club now. He just invited me round to his house.
Okay.
Really nice guy, so I wish him all the best today.
Well, the crowd are saying you're going to be there. As you can see, 2008 Olympic champion and 2012 Olympic champion is coaching.
Well, I think he'd love to try and finish first in this final here, to try and have first in the heats, first in the semi, first in the final, but he's got his work cut out for him. He'll have to go 2.5 seconds quicker than his semi-final, but he's pushing hard off a start like his typical style, so he won in it.
He's flying.
A lot of speed through there.
Looks like he's going all or nothing. It's a very dangerous game to play, but let's hope it pays off for him today.
Well, he's the first flyer to make it through 4.5.
He is without doubt probably the strongest guy on the circuit.
The biggest anyway.
He's up on the top split, so that's a positive for us. Takes a big hit there, whereas Giovanni's a lot drier, so he's lost some time there.
We do have at least one German on the podium.
Oh,
no.
he's
Missed
taken
it.
a 50. Oh.
He's going to go back.
Such a shame for him, because I
It's
knew
all over.
he's been paddling so well all competition here.
He's so fast though, he could still have a medal, I think.
I think he's
No, he's good enough.
got a bit too much work to do now to get a medal. But he's putting on a show for the Germans. He's not stopping. He's going to see it out till the end and make it worthwhile.
So Italian victory.
Kazuya on the podium again as well for Japan. That would be good for Japanese TV.
Well, I'll say there's a crew here doing lots of interviews and stuff.
Yeah, and it's just great for his road to Tokyo, I guess. Very, very confidence boosting. So yeah, he'll be stoked with that.
One German on the podium, so they'll be happy with that as well. You can see Giovanni in the bottom corner, really happy.
He's not shy on showing his emotions. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Enjoying yourself and showing. So, maybe some regrets left out there.
Oh,
No, no, stay there. You still have a couple more TV obligations to do. You have to interview now.
I've just got a new boat and he was going to try it. I'm not sure I'll be trying anymore.
So your boat, did you design it yourself?
No, it's one that Boris Naveau designed. Just a slight revolution of the Kaipi, so he wanted to try it, but after that I think he'll be sticking with what he's got.
Fair enough, it seems to work though, so I'm not sure he's going to be too put out.
Definitely.
Well, that's the K1s. We've seen 3 finals today, C2, C1 women and K1 men. Let's see if we have the official results, if we've not already had them. Here we go. Giovanni Di Gennaro for Italy takes first in a cracking 92.83. Sebastian Schubert, Germany, silver. And Kazuya Adachi takes the bronze for Japan, with Zeno Evaldi just missing out ahead of Lucien Delfour. And you can see the rest yourself. So tomorrow there's going to be 2 more events. It's going to be the K1 women and the C1 men. Are you 2 boys doing the extreme slalom this afternoon?
No, I won't participate in that. I've pulled my neck slightly, so probably not a good idea.
Okay. And look at the standings after 3 races. Well, Sebastian Schubert, I believe twice before he's been the overall champion. He's leading the game very, very closely from Vip Prindis, who didn't make the final today. Yuri Priskovic, Lucien Delfour, who's consistent. And Alexander Grimm was looking good, but dropping down a little bit.
Yeah, that's Taric in the top 3. 2 points.
Well, I think we've got a couple more time to go, but I think we'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for coming in again. Sorry to have to see you.
but it's appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, hopefully won't see you again this season.
That's what lots of people say.
No, thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. So this afternoon, if you're following the live feed, there's going to be the explosive action where you have 4 athletes at a time in a knockout competition, and we're seeing some of the highlights of this morning. So thanks so much for following us. You can follow it on social media, you can follow it on anywhere you like, and course side, it has stayed relatively dry so far today. There's quite a bit of a crosswind. You can go to canoeicf.com and look at any of the videos. It's on Facebook, it's on YouTube. Of course, there's John Gregory tweeting away. So if you can't actually see a mobile screen, you can check your phone to find out who's doing what and how. This is the 3rd World Cup. The first one was in Prague, the second one was in Augsburg. We're still in Germany, quite close to Leipzig. So it's on the northwestern side of Germany. And there's plenty of action to come in the next 24 hours. So thank you so much and keep watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Dann geht es über auf der Tribüne, sitzt nach der Polizei.